Hey Pirates, welcome to another edition of Pirate News, the Essential Worker Edition.
Students under the age of 18 with the promise of employment must have a work permit. Head to the school website in the counseling section to fill out a PDF and Google Form to request one.
Today's news I have for you guys is about the DELCA meeting for September 10 at 1:30 p.m. Parents are invited too. For more information, check out Schoology or Twitter from Paramount High School Senior Campus.
How was your summer, Miss Luna? How was your summer?
It was kind of uneventful. A lot of things that I had planned got canceled due to COVID. So I ended up with lots of flight vouchers, and with, I guess, the light at the end of the tunnel is that I have a lot of things to attend for hopefully this coming summer. But for the most part, I just kind of stayed home, and I went to Lake Havasu for a little bit, a couple times. I have a place up there, so I was able to at least get away for a little bit. And went to Palm Springs, but as far as all my other trips, they all pretty much got canceled. But I'm looking forward to doing them all over this coming summer.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Mr. Mendez.
Hey, Mia.
So how
Nice
are
to see you again.
Yes, again. So can you tell us what you did over the summer?
Yes, over the summer, like a lot of us, I stayed in the house a lot of the time. When everything shut down, I watched a lot of movies. So I rewatched the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I started from Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, so way back in the day, and then I watched Iron Man, and I let it all the way to Endgame. So that was fun. I watched them with my wife and son. Tried to go hiking a lot, but everything was like they would close down, then they'd be open, then they close down. So then I kind of stopped doing that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the beach. And then they closed that down, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay home. Oh, and I was playing a lot of basketball. I love basketball. So when things shut down, there was no basketball. Then they reopened, and I was like, cool, let me go work out again. Let me go play. And then they shut everything down again. So I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't know. So I just been like kind of hanging out around the house. I guess kind of being a bum over the summer.
Yeah. Okay,
But enjoying it with my family.
thank you so much, Mr. for your time. I appreciate it.
Hi Pirates! Over summer break, I binge watched Netflix all day long.
Hi Pirates, this is Mr. Price. This summer I mostly stayed inside because of quarantine and worked on home improvement jobs. Our latest project that my wife and Barney and I built was this fire pit here. Have a great year.
And welcome to the Glider Games. Here we have a house building contest. We have Jose, and here we have Roman. There we go, and the rough. Okay, there's Roman over there, and there goes Jose, and he's over there. He's building his house. Look at Roman go. He's sizing it up. What's he doing? 5 minutes later, look at. There we go. Roman, what are you doing? Jose! And what's that, the pirate shack? And the mansion? And he wins!
Hey folks, it's Mr. Sewell here. We are with Miss Guerra and Miss Trejo, and they are social workers here at school. And can you guys tell me a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm Miss Trejo, and I'm one of the school social workers here. Just a little bit of background. I graduated from Paramount High School many years ago, and now I'm back. So I'm excited to get to connect with all of you.
All right, well, I am Miss Guerra. I am not a former pirate, but I actually went to Catholic school most of my life. However, for college, I went to Cal State Fullerton and also Cal State Long Beach. That's where I got my master's in social work.
Okay, so you guys are obviously both social workers. So if I'm somebody that's looking for help, how would I go about getting help from our social worker program?
You know, it's actually, Mr. Sewell, it's a really easy process. So with that, any student or any one of you can actually reach out to a teacher. Once you reach out to a teacher, you can kind of tell them your concerns, what's going on with your situation, And then the teacher is sort of like your buffer, right? So what if you want to talk to Mr. Sewell and you kind of tell him what's going on? He can actually help you by talking to one of the school counselors. So then at that point, he talks with one of the school counselors. The school counselor is going to talk with you over the phone or maybe through Schoology. So they can kind of figure out what else is going on with your situation. Or another way actually that you can make it a little bit more faster is if you feel comfortable, you can always reach out to your school counselor directly. They actually want to hear from you. They want to know what's going on. And again, they talk to you about your situation. And then once they kind of hear you out, they're going to tell you directly, you know what, maybe you should talk to Ms. Guerra or Ms. Trejo. I think I'm going to submit a referral to them.
What if I'm a teacher and I notice that some students are struggling? Can I refer a student to you, or how does that work like from the teacher side?
So from the teacher perspective, actually, the teacher brings up the concern directly with the school counselor. So
Okay.
at that point,
Teachers go to counselors first, counselor then refers to the social worker. Okay.
that's correct.
Okay.
So again, because maybe the situation that's going on, maybe it's something that the school counselor can assist the student in the moment, and it's not necessarily something that needs to be referred to one of us. So that's why it's super important that teachers talk to the school counselor so that the school counselor can help the teacher or the student kind of figure out, you know, is a school social work referral needed to meet with one of us?
Okay. What if there's like I'm a student and I have a family member that's struggling and maybe they don't have assistance at their school, like if it's a younger brother or sister, can they get help through you guys also?
Yes, so that's something that's really cool about the school social workers placed at schools is because we don't only help the student, we help their family as well. And so say that your brother or your sister goes to a school at Paramount and they don't have a school social worker. We can support them in getting linked. And if the school does have a social worker, then we connect them with the social worker at their school. So we're the person who helps navigate all that for them.
Okay. What about like parents or anything? Do they receive help? Or is it just siblings?
No, it's parents as well. So for example, sometimes we actually don't get a referral for a student, we get a referral for a parent. And so we can help your parent as well. And not only do we help with mental health services, we help with an array of stuff. So some families we help with food banks, some families we've connected to rental assistance, to utilities, to internet. So a lot of our students who are struggling with internet right now for school, we can also help you in getting connected with that. So like I said, we don't only help the students, we help the parents, grandparents, anyone who's involved in the family system who is in our Paramount community.
Well, that's awesome. So, man, it sounds like some great services that we have, and hoping that our students, you know, take advantage of that.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we look forward to meeting you and getting to know you to kind of help you out with whatever the situation is. Because it's important to understand that sometimes, like, the things that are happening at home, maybe school stuff, or even in the community, like all these things actually connect to your success in high school, to making sure that if you have other things kind of like interfering with school, like let's talk about it, let's figure it out. So that's definitely one of our main key components, you know, as being school social workers at Paramount High School.
All right. Well, thank you guys for, you know, filling us in on that. And maybe we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Hello, welcome to West Campus Stories. Next week, all freshmen get new Chromebooks. Bring your current device and charger to the West Campus to exchange it for a new Chromebook. Check Schoology or our school website for the schedule by last name. Thank you. Now here's a message from Mr. Remo about Mesa at the West Campus.
Hey Pirates, Mr. Rommel here, Mesa Advisor for the Paramount High School West Campus. If you're interested in joining Mesa for the 2020-21 school year, please reach out to me and let me know that you're interested. Go Pirates.
Let's hear the joke of the day from Mr. Laws. What did the fish say when he ran into the concrete wall? Damn!
That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Join the College of Career Counselors and our webinars and live office hours next week. You can check Schoology for the links, and don't forget to check out their website.
Okay, let's go on to the next thing. We talked about dress codes. It's very important not to display anything offensive or derogatory. With regards to your microphones, more than likely your teachers are going to ask you to be on mute while the teacher is giving instructions.
Yes, and it's important to be on mute because, we are adults. We have kids. And during this time, COVID, our kids are home and we still have to do our part as a parent. But we also have to make sure that we're working. So we have our mics off because there can be a time where a kid walks in and says, "Mommy," just like Ms. Diaz's son just did. But if her phones was on, or if our microphones were on mute, then that wouldn't affect the class. But Ms. Diaz was speaking, so that's why her microphone was on. So understand the difference. When you're not speaking to the class, be respectful. Have some citizenship, have some etiquette. Turn your microphones off, put them on mute until the teacher asks you to speak, or until maybe you raise your hand and you're allowed to speak. Then you unmute yourself. But there's the chat box where a teacher may ask you guys to submit an answer in the chat box. Guys, seriously, the text chat box is not for you guys to be talking about how bad the Lakers beat Portland last night. No.
Or video games.
Or video games. It's none of that. That chat box is for you to be able to communicate with the teacher, be involved in the classroom discussions, and also show that you're participating. So be respectful. Use that chat box for what it's meant to be used for, which is learning, which is communicating back and forth with your teacher during this distance learning. Okay?
Remember that your teachers can still refer you for discipline to the dean. So you want to make sure that you're in your best behavior and you don't give them a reason to have a discipline referral.
But it's not like the deans can see what's inside the chat box, Ms. Diaz. So why does it matter?
Oh, it does matter. We can actually go into classes, observe. We can also make sure that we access a copy of the chats that you are having with your friends during your classes.
So you mean to tell me just because I'm using my own computer, you guys still can have access to what I'm putting in on Schoology?
Yes, we have all access.
Ms. Diaz, I'm going to take a little bit deeper look into this digital citizenship and etiquette that's created for Paramount Pirates. And I think I'm going to utilize some of the interventions and skills that you guys have. It'll be really useful.
Yes. Students, remember that digital citizenship and etiquette are really important, and you want to make sure that you always remember to be respectful and be responsible when you are online.
Guys, there's nothing wrong with being you. There's a time and place for everything. Our citizenship is important. Our integrity is important. Just because we're online and you think no one sees what you're doing and what you're putting, trust me, there's ways that everybody can be seen and have their information exposed when they put it out on the internet.
Try your best, guys. Remember that if you need any help, if we can support you in any way, feel free to email us. You can message us through Schoology or send us an email. We're here to help you and support you with whatever we can, and make sure that you always remember to make the best decision, the right decision.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great year.